Chet, it's just only you.
I thought you said she was sick.
I'm just saying, Jet, only you would pull a situation where we're talking about Keenan and Kel, and somehow you bring up dead cousins. It's just, it's great.
Yeah, that's usually Trey's job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm finding the, and also it's been 2 years, so you gotta move on.
And we're moving on right
I
now.
mean, oh my god.
People. Yeah, and that was recorded. I made sure to do that. That was.
Also, he actually would have found that funny.
He probably. But he's in your family, so he's probably crazy because he thinks that shit's funny. You're crazy. Everyone's crazy in here.
Why does no one listen to me that Dead is evil? I've been saying this for years.
It's not evil. It's not evil. If you want to talk about your dead relatives, sometimes you just gotta poke some fun.
No.
Yeah. What are you guys supposed to do? Never talk about them ever? Just be like, oh well.
Or be respectful and don't bring it up in the middle of a joke.
Well, you can still be respectful. It's just like I used to talk about my dad, like all the stupid shit he used to do. The only thing that sucks about him is like he was like an asshole. So like I have like no stories. That sucks when you go to the funeral, by the way, too, and like get to have your moment to talk about them and stuff. And it's supposed to be this big, awesome moment. And then, not awesome.
Wow, so we know how you really felt,
dude. Just, at this point, none of y'all go to my funeral. Like, just none of y'all show up.
Anyways,
man, that was the best party I was at, man. That was the best thing of the year.
Man, when it comes to funerals, like I can't, there's certain people you can't sit next to because they're roasting everyone at the funeral, and you're trying to be respectful, and then they just the people's shoes that came by and shit, like. Now look at her shoes. Like that's so disrespectful. How's she gonna come to the funeral with those shoes on?
Are you? Like I said, none of y'all.
Oh god, we're fucking nuts.
Look at Alan in that casket. Man, they fucked him up. Look how they did.
Oh, I'm not telling you guys when I die.
Yo, they left that beard on. That's fucked up, y'all.
Yo, Nick,
I'm writing this in the will that do not let these 30 people show up.
Look, Nick. He still couldn't fill his boxers even in death.
Oh, that's
I'll come back to the. I'll come back to the dead. I'm taking you with me, bitch.
Andrew, Alan sucks. That's a great way to start the Twitch chat, by the way. Thank you very much, Andrew. By the way, thank you to Hochata. We got a follower named Hochata. I have a feeling that's fucking rocks. But...
No, I'm fucking mad at Andrew. Fuck you. How do you fucking start a goddamn Twitch chat and telling me I suck? Go fuck yourself. You motherfucker.
Put some Hochata on my shit real quick. Damn.
Andrew says he'll still show up. He'll show up to your funeral. That's a nice thing for him.
I don't give a goddamn shit.
Cedric
you're on that list.
Cedric over here in the chat too, just saying yo, yep, my boy over here. By the way too, Cedric, man, I wish you still did a wrestling show because man, crazy shit that's happened today. Ashley Massaro is gone, dead. Rest in peace, the whole thing. Cedric, how do you think she passed away?
Starting this show off with more death.
Yeah, Nick.
Well, I'm glad you brought up people dying in wrestling. I don't know if you heard, but apparently, Ric Flair got hurt.
No, he didn't get hurt. Basically, people are trying to sensationalize the whole fact they had to a doctor's appointment. And like, he's old though, so he's probably gonna die. And it's like,
I thought he was dead.
Well, Nick, I wish you had a wrestling show so you could talk about all that stuff you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. But on the topic of death, it is dead, just like your hopes of doing the Untitled Gaming Show.
That's not a gaming show. We're doing it right now. We just renamed it.
You guys see the lack of the denial that he has in his heart takes over.
Denial? You keep thinking the Ringside Hangout's gonna come back.
The denial of the denial in his heart takes over.
Where's
his
the Ringside
voice.
Hangout, Nick? Prove the curvature.
If I can get through this, the denial in his heart takes over his mouth. And he goes, like I don't know what the fuck that weird noise you were making was, but he just started pointing at me, started talking like a witch. Like, are you gonna fucking attack me? Or are you gonna put me in a fucking thing and make a stew out of me?
Where's the Ringside Hangout, Nick? Huh? Where's the curvature?
I'll be back on Sunday because the pay-per-view that's gonna be on Sunday, the Money in the Bank. We're gonna be there. Me and Trey, we talked about it earlier today. You were gonna be wrong, good sir. You're gonna be wrong, and you're gonna wish that you were
not
on
gonna
the
be on. I'll put.
And
I can't wait to see that shit. I can't wait to not see that shit.
And anybody here, Solidus, you over here talking about Massaro will probably be an OD. Who knows? That fucking sucks. But if you want to talk about this stuff on Sunday, you can. Anybody in this call, anybody that's in there, if you guys want to join us for Ringside Hangout on Sunday, you guys can. It'll be right after Money in the Bank, and we're gonna put a big fuck you flag to Alan for you talking shit.
And
don't let it rest in peace.
When it doesn't happen, we'll collectively throw our heads back and laugh.
Yeah, well,
See, now this is a bet you want to actually put money on.
Well, I'm not putting money down on this because Nick had a spite. We'll fucking do the show.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just add it. It's like, no, if there's even a cent on the line. But right now, just not saying like this, he'll be like, man, I could do the show, but if I just don't tell Alan, he'll forget.
By the way, Tay's saying, I would go to your funeral, Alan, say my piece, and then go home and play some video games. I'm really quick. I want to ask y'all, like, because okay, sometimes, and this is kind of a funny thing that I heard like Lucy K saying a bit, but to judge what kind of a piece of shit you are, like how soon did you masturbate after the Twin Towers fell down? So I'm actually wondering in the same tone, how can you measure what piece of shit you are, like as far as like after a funeral, like when you go get a pizza or when you go play a video game or something like.
Thank God you didn't ask us the real question. I was like, bitch, I was in kindergarten.
Yeah, like I was like,
fucking-
that's like 6.
I was
12 years, Diaz?
Man, I was 11. Shit.
Well, okay. Well, do you want to
I
answer
was in
that?
Canada, so I don't know how to
I
answer
mean, we
that.
technically are, because I like the idea of like, yo, man, what are you doing after the Twin Towers? I was waiting for recess.
No, but like at anytime there's some fucked up shit going on, like when I read about the Orlando shooters part, it's like within an hour I was watching Ingrid Villian Nerd, and it's like maybe I should have just read some more news and felt worse. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that I'm a complete piece of shit. I understand. I felt awful. I felt terrible. It was awful news, but like. What is that line of like how long are you supposed to be sad before like?
Well,
okay,
it depends how close were you to this person? Was it just a random relative you never fucking heard of, or was it like a parent?
Well, Tay was saying for you, she said she would go back home right away and play some video
Oh,
games.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't think Tay gives a shit about your dad.
Oh no, I actively will tell people.
Well, technically, that's keeping Alan's like spirit alive because like he would go back and play some video games.
Oh, I'm actively writing this in my will. None of y'all fucking be sad for me. I want y'all to fucking do what you always do, pretend it's an after hours, and watch a garbage fucking movie for 2 hours.
Here's the thing: I would be sad, but I'm gonna be honest. Not hearing your fucking attempt.
No,
at
I don't
jokes that'll be the death of that will be the life of me.
Oh, the not having to hear you will be the fucking would be making like my last words will be like at least I don't have to hear Nick and the ringside hangout dies with
Hopefully,
me.
it ends like a shitty '90s movie, and it's like, hopefully, I don't have to hear Nick and just die. Like you didn't.
I would do it just there, just for the last word. I don't want my last words to be Nick.
Oh, by the way, why is your last word so long? Like, you have to, like, really, you're gonna get to
It's
have
a
a whole
movie.
sentence
Oh no, I'm writing in my will.
in your will? It's not your last
Yeah.
words. It's fucking written, you
It's
jackass.
still your last words because it's the last words you want spoken there.
By the way, I like how someone's gonna go to your will and be like, "Oh, we're gonna give your money up to your kids." No, tell Nick he sucks. It's like I think Nick fucking knows already. And by the way, Nick's already dead.
Yeah, you took him with you. Yeah. No, I would not do that because I want to deal with your ass in the afterlife.
Nick would do some smart ass shit, but well, tell him to go fuck himself. Get back to me.
The guy goes to the coffin. Alan, I can't tell if he's dead or alive because this is how he normally is.
I brought the Ouija board. Let's tell him.
I'm not. Jet, I refuse to answer your questions in life. You really think I'm going to answer them in death?
You might not have a choice. That might.
I think Alan is answering us. No.
He's not here
Well,
also.
that's him.
But no, man.
I don't know why, but I'm picturing you guys like in an old man's house. You dead yet, Diaz? Nah, fuck you.
Just throw my
Just
cane at
threw
the
from
wall.
the hall. Piece of shit.
Well, just like the ringside hangout, he still thinks it's alive.
It's live right now, you dumb fuck.
No, it's not. You just have a fucking Xbox. That's not XSplit.
Stupid ass. That was actually kind of clever, but it's really generic. Anyways, all I'm saying, I didn't get an answer. I'm gonna put you all on the fucking spot. Ganja, how long after a certain death do you think? Like, wait, has there ever been a really big death in your life? By the way, I forgot.
Not yet, but everyone in my family is getting like older now that I actually care about.
Mm-hmm.
So when they start dropping off, boy, that's gonna be great because they're gonna come back one after another. That's gonna be like maybe like a good 2-3 years.
A domino effect.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, XP multiplier and shit. Like, oh shit, X5 death points.
Yeah.
Fuck
And Def got a kill streak like a motherfucker right now.
He's resting after fucking 2016, so.
Alan, how about you? Have you ever had someone very serious in your life die?
No, not very serious. So it's like, yeah, I don't know how I would do it. That'd be existential dread for me.
Honestly, if I was to answer this question, you'd be like, "Yo, man, so what was the last time? What did you do like after your relative died before you did some nasty shit?" Well, if you count like eating my fries and my burgers, like, nah, I didn't really do no nasty shit. I was like 5.
Okay, because
But like, but if you want to like use an example, like, so let's say like a national tragedy happens, and you're like the country, like the Orlando shooting or something like the one that happened in Australia recently. I think personally it doesn't matter because one, especially if your family wasn't affected by it and you weren't affected by it personally, your sense of mourning is either two things: one, you have a real good sense of empathy and you actually care for people, which is cool, or two, which is a lot of people. You're just using it for brownie points to show people how empathetic you are when you're not really. You're just getting to try to get it for the social points. So I feel like, honestly, if you do some nasty shit to yourself right after or with somebody else right after an event,
Look.
especially if it didn't involve you, it's okay. It's just, be honest with your intentions. Like if it was like something that actually personally happened to you, I say give it a little while because honestly, if depending on how it affects you, you're gonna do that naturally.
Now, really quick,
Look.
before Alan continues on, I'm just going to read this really quick. Ruth is saying, are we making a difference between masturbation and sex here? Because I can understand wanting to have sex to get your emotions out, but you might be a psychopathic killer if you're timing how long you, after a tragedy,
Which
you want to.
I'm actually kind of glad he's saying that because I had a buddy of mine one time say, like, messaged me. He's like, hey, should I feel, like, how sad should I feel right now? Just got back from, like, a friend thing. I'm like, there's no rule to grieving. There's no guidebook to be like, well, this is how long you grieve if it's this, it's that, whatever the fuck. It's up to the fucking person. So it's like, yeah, somebody that lost their parent, they might be fucking grieving for weeks, or another person might not be grieving at all because it's up to the individual person. It's like, how does it affect you? Grieving affects all of us fucking differently in different fucking ways. Like, so that the idea of, oh, how long do you wait? Like, it's almost like what Rula said. That's some psychopathic shit. It's like, well, I have to wait this long because that's what society says. Like, no, how do you feel about it? Because it again, something that probably don't people say. It's okay to not be sad. It's okay to just not have it affect you because it might not be something that affects you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because I'll even put this out here really quick too. The day my dad died, I came home and edited a double toasted video, and Corey literally told me like, "Dude, might want to chill," and I'm like, "Nope, I want to edit. Just let me edit." Like it's
Sometimes
like,
that fucking works. You know?
and it was weird because I kind of felt I felt this from Corey's tone where I thought he was thinking I was making it up. Like maybe I didn't want to work the morning.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like maybe Corey thought like, did you just lie about a death in your family to get off of doing?
I mean,
morning
shit.
work?
He's been dealing with what's his name?
Sammy and everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's one of those things where and I would ask Jeff, but I don't want to put you, like I don't mind putting
Oh,
Ganja
man,
Alan on the spot.
I was about to make a fuck up joke. I was like, yeah, he's just that because Billy kills his grandma every other week.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was gonna make that shit. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna deal with a Billy. I ain't dealing with another one.
Plot where Billy has like 5 grandmothers.
Yeah. Well, hey, you could. I mean, if there was like lots of
No, you
drama
can't.
going on.
No, you can't.
What if
I
you
mean,
had,
unless
like,
it's
5 dads?
like a
You have to be adopted several
polyamorous
times.
relationship,
Yeah.
then I guess.
You have to be adopted several
Yeah,
times.
it'll have to be like a really like hardcore polygamous relationship, like Jetson.
That's yeah.
I
don't know
made
if-
up your own word. Chlamydius? That's a very
Chlamydius?
I made a Pokemon.
Polygamous. Learn how to speak.
Man,
I turned into a Pokemon.
that's a whole lot of chlamydia going around. Like, Jesus Christ.
Chlamydius, I choose you.
Oh my god, dude. Anyways, that would be a fucking awesome Pokemon, though. That'd be like a starter for me.
I feel like that'd be kind of itchy to own.
The thing is, shut up. That was dumb. Chet, I'm gonna ask you really quick. Are you even like? If I ask you the same question, is that putting you on the spot? By the way, I don't mind doing that shit to Alan and Ganja, but you, I actually have more respect for. So.
What? Fuck you.
But no, like, was there any deaths or any like big tragedies that you kind of got over a little too fast and made you think, okay, maybe that was shitty of me to get over it that fast?
I never really stay sad like that long. Mostly because I have it in the mindset like they wouldn't want me to be like sad for like that particularly long amount of time. Also, if it's like affecting stuff that goes on in my everyday life as well. Hell, my mom tells me she doesn't want me to like cry during her funeral because like yeah, I lived a long, great life. I don't want you crying for me. Like, I mean, it'd be fine if like you grieve for a while, but after a while, like, stop it. So yeah, I kind of took that to heart to be like, yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and just like basically let a death in my family like ruin like my future and whatnot. Like they wouldn't want that for me.
Yeah, I remember this one time. It was funny, or not funny. It was fucked up. Roddy Piper died from WWE, and I just got done watching Legends.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it was quite the death. No. But when it happened, I was really, really fucking sad because I remember even Corey talked about it, and then Ronda Rousey did a Twitter thing about how much he meant to her. So I was pretty fucking like upset. Like I think I cried. I don't know. But anyways,
I cried when Carrie Fisher died. I shed a little tear.
yeah. But so I watched some videos of Roddy Piper though, and then I just started seeing all the way better content on the side on YouTube, and I just started watching like The Rock and Stone Cold, and they didn't die. And I was like, wow, like Roddy Piper died, but he's so not as entertaining as The Rock or Steve Austin. And I felt like an asshole, but it's like it's kind of his fault. He should have been better, you know. So I don't know what to feel about that.
See, that's how you're keeping his spirit alive, just talking shit.
Man, don't like.
This motherfucker said that. I looked at the recommendations. I was like, Stone Cold and The Rock, they still alive.
Yeah, like let me celebrate their life as
you,
opposed to his death. But we're not laughing that he died. Roddy Piper's great. I'm sad. But The Rock is just so much better at promos.
Oh my fucking god! Don't ever like be prominent and die around these fucking Chuckle Brothers.
Rest in peace, Ashley Massaro. I can't even say your name right, but you're the girl with the titties, and just rest in peace and all that. Rest in plastic surgery. So the thing is, and it's fucked up too, by the way, as well, because man, like she's someone who's never talked about, and now that they're dead, they're fucking famous again. And I really hate that shit because that happened. It's funny you brought that up, Gandhi.
Yeah, fuck those guys for dying and getting famous. Jesus Christ, man! Stop while you're behind.
Oh my fucking!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, that's how it fucking came out.
I did not mean it like that. Anyways, what I'm saying is like when
Now
that
you're
happens-
like me when it comes to death.
No, it's just when it happens to other people though. Like, it's just weird how like okay, yeah, let's give them a bunch of respect, but they're dead. They don't know that you're respecting them and giving them all these compliments. Why didn't you celebrate them when they're fucking alive? It's like, what if I get famous and then like I don't make the newest movie, you know, when it comes out, whatever. It's like, in order for you to give a shit about me, I gotta die. Like that's fucked up. That's awful. I just wish that like maybe sometimes people can like not die and you give them respect instead of like clapping for whatever the newest fucking Marvel
Well,
movie
okay,
is out.
people still do good. Like if you think about like musicians, for instance, people still listen to their songs. People still do that. It's just like they're people and they go and live their lives in whatever fucking fashion that is. They're no longer in the limelight. They're not like a member of your family because even members of your family you don't fucking talk to. Do you talk to every single person you've ever been fucking related to? I fucking don't.
No, but I'll tell you this though: if one of the people in my family die, I don't go, "Man, he was my favorite family member." Too bad he's fucking dead.
No, but you'll sit there and be like, "Yo, that's a shame. I wish I got to know him more." You would say nice things.
I mean, it depends on the relative.
Oh,
I mean,
I know.
obviously, yes.
When I die, I'm gonna have Nick be one of the speakers at my funeral because I know he ain't gonna tell no lies.
Oh, I'm not having him at my phone.
Because you know what? That, to me, that's a perfect biography story. I have people that love me, that just type me up and make it all grandiose. Then they should come, yeah, you like that first time? He was a bitch.
No, and that's the thing. Like, what I really mean by this, I'm not trying to be all negative and be like an asshole or edge or whatever. All I'm saying is, like, dude, you guys should go tell people, like, right now. Like, if you might be dead tomorrow. Who knows? Cybertron's happening, or not Cybertron, Skynet. Like, we're all gonna fucking die. So you should probably like tell your mom you love her. If you got a girlfriend and you're trying to be cool, I can tell this bitch I love her. It's like, no, tell her. Like, I don't like that. Or like even if you like a certain musician or a movie star, or whatever, don't say, oh, he's awesome when like the new movie comes out that he's in. Just respect them now while they can fucking hear it, because when they're dead, they can't because they're fucking dead. You stupid. Anyways, I think that's a good
don't
thing to
fucking
live
mourn for people. When
yeah,
they're dead.
you son of a bitch. I'm not gonna
I
be
don't
the
think
bad
you
guy.
fucking
Here.
live this down. I'm
You're
putting
not
this
gonna
out
put,
right now.
You're not making me the bad guy. No, I'm trying to end that shit.
Oh.
Nice.
No, you are fucking. You are the bad guy like a motherfucker right now. Fuck them if they dead. Who gives a shit?
Well, since I'm the bad guy, I gotta make sure somebody else is the bad guy. Hey, Ganja,
Yes.
what you think about the new Super Mario Brothers movie maker?
Oh, we're
Whatever
going
it's
right
called.
in.
Oh my god. Because I know this is a bait, but I feel like taking it just to piss off the Nintendo nerds in the chat.
Mhm.
Here we go.
I mean,
All right, so how'd y'all like Little Mario Planet?
Okay, Little Big Planet's a piece of goddamn shit. You never even fucking played it.
Mario has to become the thing that they just copy every fucking thing. Ever since Mario 3D with the fucking Super Nintendo 64, nothing has been original. They copied the fire mechanics so they can get Mario World with the fucking water cannon. Then they do it with everything else now. I don't know why the fuck y'all just keep playing this shit. What was the other one they had them running around with the rabbits?
Yeah, Mario and
vs.
the Rabbids, which was they took the combat system from XCOM. Guess what? XCOM
Yeah.
didn't fucking invent
All
that.
they do is slap their fucking Mario dick on everything and sell it to you guys again, and you just suck it up. Suck it up, Alan. But I digress. Y'all can enjoy your Mario shit.
So here's
You
the
just
thing.
talking shit out of fucking nowhere. They don't know what the fucking goddamn talking about.
Alan.
Just go buy the next Paradox game. Go buy the next Paradox
video
game.
games, and you would have never got Mortal Kombat or Assassin's Creed.
Go
bitch.
buy the next Paradox game.
Why are you bringing up old shit? Like, damn, nigga, that was 25 years ago.
First of all, I don't
Damn,
appreciate-
Jet.
First of all, I don't appreciate using that language towards me. That's a derogatory term.
Wow. You're gonna tell her
Really?
that.
Okay, Nick Gurr.
Oh no. What do you mean all the lives she's lit off at once?
Man, This is quite the fucking show today.
I never thought when I was gonna do the chat attack that I was ever gonna call the N-word. I'll be honest with you.
Man, I feel like we're playing Call of Duty with a bunch of young kids. Like, that's what I feel like. No, here's the thing, man.
My name's New Master 69.
I'm sorry. That's the lame. Out of all the things in Eggy, that's the lamest tagline. That's some old man in a fucking chair going, "Well, they like noobs, right? Put Noob Master 69. Ha ha ha." What kind of '90s bullshit is that?
It was almost as lame as the movie.
I don't know why, but when Jess said that to me, with her like country accent that came into and it hurt really more.
Yeah, those are words Tiny was so. Jesus fuck. Like, what the fuck was that?
Mario out here hurting my language, Lisa.
It hurt me too, Mark.
My brain. The Mario. Talk
Here's the-
about
Anyway,
Really
let's
quick,
actually
I'm gonna
talk
ask
about
you-
the fucking topic.
All right, but no, Gandra, I'm gonna ask you: did you even watch this? First of all, 'cause I put you on the
Hell
spot.
no.
Of course you didn't. So here's the thing, Alan. Now it's time for you to do what you do best, do it way better than I do. Why don't you tell him why he should be interested in this versus like the interest that probably like dried out from the first one? Like, why is this better than the other?
So that's the first thing I was interested in, because when they were making a Mario Maker 2, I was like, okay, well, it's like making a Minecraft 2. How the hell are you really going to make a Minecraft 2 and make it worth actually getting? Because when you got the first one, it was pretty basic. You basically were just building a level in Mario with all the tools that they would have to make. And it was really interesting because when you actually played the game, people were doing all sorts of crazy puzzles. They're doing incredible things because people like level makers. People love being able to create stuff. Look at the Smash Bros. Level maker. People are going nuts at that shit, creating all sorts of crazy bullshit. They're creating Mario levels in Smash. So people love level makers because you get all these artists that don't really have an outlet to do something creative. And then when you see uploads, it becomes an infinite Mario game. You just go in and be like, hey, I don't have to play another Mario game. I'll just go through the hundreds of thousands, almost millions of fucking levels and play stuff. So when Mario Maker 2 comes out, I'm like, well, let me look into this. And my first thought was like, okay, it's saying the same stuff. They're updating some stuff. Then they just go full nuts. So like, okay, you're going to adjust the scroll. You can do different fucking angles. You're going to have different fucking enemy types. You're going to have 100 different things that you think they could just do there. But the physics of how they're fucking with it, you can adjust fucking slopes. You can jump up slower, up down. We're going to add stuff that's not really been in these fucking games before. We're going to give you the ability to do Super Mario 3D World, which changes the physics so much that it actually becomes its own fucking thing that you can't do the same physics. So we have two completely different physics engines working in this. I'm like, you guys at this point, I expected the next fucking director to be like, you guys can code the game. Here's the code. Just fucking start adding shit.
And Cedric's even asking you too. He's saying, Alan, did you see them recreate Melee's intro with Smash
Yeah.
Ultimate gameplay? Yeah.
I've been seeing that shit. Like, the fucking Smash stages are fucking nuts. So people love this shit. And I was looking at this, like, I wasn't really sold on it until I watched Direct. I'm like, yo, there's some crazy shit in here. And there's something that fucking sold you, so I'll let you go on that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm loving this in the sense I know that you talk shit a little bit about Little Big Planet. Obviously, I understand why maybe you don't like the feeling of it, whatnot too, and how it's not fun for you. This, I didn't play Mario Maker 1, so I was kind of in the same boat with you of just like, okay, dude, I don't understand how the fuck they can even make this because it's like it's already done. You know what I mean? But one thing that you brought up earlier that I really, really love as well is just the fact that it's like there's certain things like, for instance, that little snake level where basically the platform that you're standing on in midair is like retracting and extending and moving. That was never in the first Mario Brothers game. I don't know if people know that, but it wasn't. This game, you can have stuff like that. Even though I think they might have the Takuni suit they can use in the first game too. That wasn't there originally. You can do things like that. Moving the screen, which is something that didn't happen back in the first game either. This is a way to make that 8-bit shit a completely new experience while still playing in a retro tone. Jed, I'm gonna ask you. I know that you don't play most of these games. Me and you will fight forever for fucking Minecraft, but this whole building thing, like, what do you feel about it? And I mean, are you gonna be getting this at all?
The thing is, while this game is very, very interesting, I wouldn't see myself actually playing it like myself. It's more fun to watch other people like play like shitty ass levels that were made by fans and everything like that than me actually play, because I know I'll get fucking annoyed by people putting like 10 Bowsers like in the first star of the fucking level trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I love watching like Game Grumps videos on this stuff. But the main thing, this is what is right here that I wanted to bring up: the story. The fact that they're actually bringing the fucking story mode to this is pretty amazing. I think that doing something like this not only gives me a chance to get used to this new gameplay or whatever the fuck, use some of the items. I'm pretty sure most of these are just going to be reasons like, hey, there's a tutorial how to use this particular thing, instead of actually giving you a full-on tutorial. But yeah, I'm very surprised that you wouldn't want to play something like this just because, I guess you just like the reactions. But man, like I'm feeling the same way about the first Mario Maker. This, I think that with that story mode and just like adding some of the things to the old original 8-bit games, I'm gonna fucking love this. Now the slopes thing, it's kind of funny that when the direct came out, one of the biggest things they kind of like had a whole presentation over was the slopes. I don't think they're that important, and I'm wondering.
They're not, but they add a lot of cool stuff. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like I'm never gonna build a stage. I'm not that creative. Like even though I'm a builder like fucking Minecraft and Ark, when it comes to levels, I'm like fuck, I don't fucking know. But like the fact that you're gonna have a story mode with 100 original stages done by Nintendo, that's gonna be cool. It'll teach you the game, and then you're gonna have the online portion where not only do you have all the people uploading this stuff with popularity and downloads and likes and comments, you're also gonna have a co-op feature. So if you and your friend can basically build and play the game together, so it's like they basically got the first one. It's like let's make every feature in here like supercharge it. Let's supercharge every fucking feature. And I think it works. I think it's fucking great. Like this is like I was me and Nick were joking prior. I'm like, yo, I can't wait for Mario Maker 3 where they just throw in Mario 64 and Mario Odyssey. Fuck it, make an entire game.
What about Paper Mario?
You know what? Actually, like they have games called like there's an RPG Maker that's on Steam, I believe, and it's not even that expensive.
Yeah.
Why not put that particular thing into this? And the thing is, they did say that they have a lot more stuff to show, and they're big. They made
I'm not sure exactly what that means because like that could be literally anything.
Well, yeah, and saying big is like one of those situations where it's like, yeah, we think it is. It's subjective. We don't actually have to deliver on that promise because you're just gonna disagree with it if you want to. You want to be a fucking troll.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, knowing Nintendo, I feel like it might be big because they don't want to piss off their audience. Their audience loves them, except for people like fucking Ganja, but that's not who they're going for. You know what I mean? And I will say, like, yeah, when it comes to something like that, this could be pretty cool.
I actually really want to get it. That direct sold me on it because I was like, yeah, I was like Minecraft 2, like what the fuck's that gonna be? And you see it like, wow, like I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna build shit. I'm like, I can't wait to see what people build with this shit, with the slopes and shit. I am waiting for someone to build a Sonic level. Fuck it, they're straight gonna build a Sonic level. I'm waiting for that shit.
Fast.
It'll be better than any Sonic fucking game in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean that's their fault. But I will say, like, one big thing too is like, yeah, we were talking in the call, and Trey, one of our old co-hosts, is gonna be on the show on Sunday with the Money in the Bank. And he said, hey, now definitely watch that. But the thing is, though, he was talking about like, yo, they do have a Mega Man maker, which by the way, I mean it's not like an official like Mega Man thing, but still, it's like, yeah, those would be cool. A Zelda maker game. I mean, you could do this.
A Zelda maker would be very confusing because what the hell would it actually be? You'd have to basically build an entire temple. And that'd be nuts. You'd only be able to do it for maybe the first few Zelda games. Like maybe Zelda 2 would be the easiest because it's literally a side scroller. But like Zelda 1 or Link to the Past, like
I mean, technically they already have that. It's called RPG Maker.
Yeah, true. But even so, in a sense too, like why not make Nintendo Maker? Like they should probably do that and just have like a thing.
Metroid Maker would again. Mega Man Maker works because they are just levels. They're side-scrolling levels. You just have to have like you have to shorten the levels, and then you have to pick like a bunch of like you could pick a bunch of bosses. You could easily do a lot of fun stuff with a Mega Man Maker.
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm thinking like Nintendo Maker just because of the fact that it's like why not make a world that's not in any of these franchises and just put characters in there to see how they deal with it. Like imagine like being able to choose your characters, almost like Super Mario Brothers 2, the Americanized version.
Super Smash Brothers.
No, because Super Smash Brothers is that stupid bullshit where they fight and it's a really bad mechanic and it's a trash game versus every single other fighting game that's out there. But
okay, wow,
you don't got a Switch.
You went so wrong that you somehow managed to curve around to them continuing to be wrong like a Sonic level.
Really? So I got to feel what it's like to be you.
Oh yeah. This motherfucker's been quiet here until someone fucking insults me. Go fuck yourself, both y'all.
Look, all I know is Mario's trash. Okay.
Look at that sea of Ron that fucking Alan's wearing. Just like.
Yeah, trust me, it's not compared to the fucking ocean you are.
Well, I said sea, ocean. I think sea is probably bigger than the ocean. That's okay.
For my purposes, it's not. So fuck it.
I love you. Anyway, so we're moving on from that though. I am hyped for this. What was that?
What? Huh?
What?
Who?
What?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No.
I thought.
I know. I'm sorry. Here's the thing though. Mario Maker 2. It's going to be coming out, I think... When was it? I think
it was next month. I think it's June 26th.
Yeah, cool. So it's going to be cool. Ganja, fuck you. You should be playing it.
No one's asking you to buy it, Ganja.
Yeah, they are. That's why they do ad campaigns.
No, but they don't want you...
They don't want you to buy... They're not saying Ganja Guru buy this fucking game.
See, maybe if they actually cater to me directly, maybe I'll consider it.
Anyways, June 28, 2019. Which, by the way, it's kind of weird to because they just really brought this up like last month or the last direct, and then it did this one, and it's like, wow, it's coming out in a month. Like,
Well, they brought it up last year. I thought they did.
They
I thought
did?
they brought it
Okay.
up a while ago. Yeah, because again, they have fucking like 6 directs a year, so they brought it up a bunch of times.
okay, it's weird because those directs feel so like recent because they come out so often. It's like every 3 months. It's like seasonal.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of helps. I don't know if you think that helps. Do you think that helps with the hype and everything, or no?
I think it helps the smaller games because like Mario Maker is interesting, but it's not like holy shit, everyone rush out to get your Switch. It's not like something like a Zelda game, Mario game, or Smash Bros, where those sell your fucking systems. This is like, hey, this game is popular. This game's a flagship, but it's like, hey, check it out.
Yeah, exactly. So we're over here. What's up, Andrew Stedel over there in the Facebook chat? Facebook isn't doing a whole lot right now, so I'm not going to put it on this very often. That's the whole idea of the chat tag. You guys got to chat. You guys got to tap the other chat, goddammit. I want to see Facebook do more shit. God damn it, Facebook. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, though. Mr. Alan Shakazine.
What's up?
We're going to argue right now, probably. I have a feeling we are. You wanna
Fight!
Well, it's you.
Fight! Round one. No,
Nick likes to argue too much.
Injustice 2. So it's been 2 years.
Yep.
I didn't like this 2 months after I played it. But at least I got to play it for 2 months and I enjoyed it during those 2 months. Can't say the same for Mortal Kombat 11. Can't do that at all. I gotta tell you, man, at this point, it's been 2 years. I'm not just saying this to fucking, like, as a birthday present to the game. I personally feel Injustice 2 is a better game and a much better release in general than Mortal Kombat 11. What do you feel about that, Alan?
It's a better release. I could agree with you on that. But as far as a better game, I'm not really sure because I have so many issues with fucking both games that it almost balances out. Because like with Injustice 2, I never felt like the story mode was good. I felt that the story mode was not so much convoluted, but unfocused. It didn't know what the fuck it wanted to do. The characters were just kind of there, and I fucking already heard the story before. Every time Brainiac's evolved, Supergirl gets evolved. Like, there's literally a fucking Brainiac and Supergirl movie that DC made that came out like fucking 6 years prior. That's almost the exact same fucking plot. Like, it always fucking gets brought up.
Yeah. And the thing
then
is, like, these characters, too, the Batman Superman thing is, like, we keep regurgitating this same, like, oh my god, we're in the same room, holy shit, type thing, where it's like, it's old now, dude. Like, how many games do we have of them just, like, teasing the DC balls with Batman and Superman?
Yeah, and it's not even done well because the last, like, Injustice 1 story mode is fucking great. Like, the Injustice 1 story mode is up there with some of the DC animated fucking features. This one just feels like a step down. And then as far as the combat, honestly, like, I never, ever was able to find a character that I can roll with. I never was able to find, like, this character that I'm like, man, because I tried so many characters. I went from fucking Black Canary that almost fucking gave me fucking hearing damage because her fucking piercing was so fucking ridiculous. I had to play the game on mute. I could not play the game there. So I switched to the Flash. And I couldn't get that down. So I tried Catwoman, but I could never get any of these characters down. So MK comes out, and MK's story mode is garbage. Like it's as soon as Jade walks in, the story just forgets it has a plot and just goes on random character moments until it somehow thinks it wrapped everything up into the final climax. So I'm just like, fuck this. But I was able to actually, like, when playing the game, I was able to find a character that I actually played. I was able to find a couple characters. I'm like, you know what? With a little bit of practice, I can actually get these characters working. So it's just hard to fucking say. I think that I enjoy MKX a little bit more because at least I could play the game and have fun. So yeah. I feel like I enjoyed MK11 more because I could actually play the game and have more fun with it. Because I never had fun actually physically fighting in Injustice 2.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. I almost agree with you. Here's the situation I have with Mortal Kombat 11. Is that at this point now, you've pissed people off so much about this whole, like, you know, I mean, obviously they updated and everything and patched, like, the crazy, like, grinding aspect of it. But the thing is that we spent so much time grinding that now the game just feels like we've accomplished everything. And when you just give me a piece of gear that's just like a really bad color that doesn't go to the character at all, obviously, oh, my fucking phone's ringing. Got a scam light.
Turn off your notifications!
I actually need it on because if Corey calls and says, hey, I'm doing a show randomly, it's like I gotta stop.
I have my phone on a fucking stand right beside me with the notifications fucking off.
Good for you!
By the way, Alan, I gotta send you something. Turn your notifications on.
No!
Yeah.
And by the way, we know that's not good enough, Alan, because when you were on the Double Toasted show, you couldn't see my fucking notifications. I was trying to tell you.
I turn on. Blame Corey for that shit because he always said it looks bad if fucking people turn off looking through their fucking phones.
And he
So
also says bad when we can't hear you.
Oh, go fuck yourself. You're a bitch.
Yeah, why? See? Put yourself in the target. Goddamn you, motherfucker.
I didn't put you fucking put target. You bother motherfucker.
Wait, you started
turn off your
yelling at me
notifications.
You started yelling at me about the notifications.
Turn it off.
Dang.
Even Penelope has turned her back on you.
Canary would want your notifications on.
Exactly.
Yeah, because she screams all the goddamn time.
Exactly. Should like your notifications on, please.
Fuck that shit.
Looking at this, yeah, exactly. Cedric again. That's funny. I said like, yeah, it's likely it's scam, and Cedric knew exactly what I was fucking talking about. It's funny.
Look, if you win a cruise and a phone call, it's a scam. Let's just.
Yeah, my favorite is I got a call. I hate to diverge it, but I did get a scam call recently, and I guess they were trying to scam my mother. So they're calling me, "Hey, do you know so and so's information? We're trying to get her for a bill." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to know what this bill's about." Oh, he goes, "Oh, for legal reasons, we can't disclose this information for you." And I'm like, "Well, fuck it then. I can't disclose this information either. You have a good day." And I just hung up. Fuck them.
We had one where a new one. It's because we have the Canadian Revenue Service, so the CRS, and they'll just call up saying to the Canadian Revenue Service right away. So people that, especially immigrants, that have no fucking idea, they're like, "Oh shit, the fucking Revenue Service at my ass." They'll just start giving them information because they're scared.
Yeah, no, but the thing is about this fucking video game, to get back to
Yeah.
this shit, is when they got a scam likely called. I'm joking. The thing is though, is when it comes to this game, it's like the grindiness of it. Granted, it's gone now, whatever, but it's like getting a piece of gear that doesn't fucking do anything and doesn't change the game at all is an issue. And some people will complain about like, oh well, I don't want to have a pay to win system. Well, if you can't if there's no pay to win, then it's like pay to what? Play the same thing I'm already fucking playing. It's like
Well,
you
it's-
wouldn't want to
again,
spend it on anything at that point.
It's a fighting game because like that's one of the things that I don't really understand the complaint because like they're like, oh well, I can't unlock everything. I'm like, well, it's a fighting game. You usually pick the 2 to 5 characters that you really like playing as, and then you go and you play online to get better and better. It's like the whole thing with Smash Bros. Like I play the fuck out of Smash Bros. Like Smash 4, I fucking have hundreds of hours on there. Smash Ultimate, I have a lot of hours just because life I can't play it as much as I want to. The thing is, it's like there's nothing really to unlock there besides maybe characters, but even then it doesn't really matter. You pick the few characters that you're good at and you go online to fight other people. That's really the point of fucking fighting games. Like one of the things I fucking hate the gear system in Injustice 2 because you had to sit there and go through fucking a bunch of extra bullshit to turn that shit off, so you wouldn't have somebody that basically spent like 8 hours making sure their fucking character was indestructible, basically. And fucking you wouldn't be able to beat them unless you fucking had them agree to fucking lower their goddamn stats. But with this, it's like, yeah, just make your character kind of look cooler or pick the few characters that you kind of roll with. This whole completionist thing is not really what fighting games were ever built on.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing too that discuss on that. It's like Mortal Kombat 9 had a very awesome system where it was an offline Tower of Death, whatever the fuck thing, where basically you had to master the towers and beat like 200 and something missions. It took freaking forever. Like to get certain skins too, by the way, you had to spend a certain amount of hours on each character. But it wasn't a thing where it's like, oh shit, I have a life and I want to do this tower to get the skin. But because I had to pay my real life fucking bills, now this tower is gonna fucking be taken away from me, and it's not even worth even trying to play. Like you're making me not play the game because you told me I got 10 minutes to do something, and then my experience is fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like
I'll say
never
the only thing
understood
is them being online is like kind of weird. I'm like that should be like I get having a version of the towers online, but don't have all the towers online. I have like again offline versions of the tower, like Endless Tower, do whatever the fuck, or have a version that's online and have it different. Like that kind of threw me off. But at the end of the day, it's like these games aren't really like designed for the whole to get every single thing for every single fucking character. They're to get good at your characters and go play online with people. That's why online is so important for fighting games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Jed, I know you didn't play Injustice 2, but I'm gonna ask you, like, do you feel like we're talking kind of crazy by saying Injustice 2 is such a better game? Because obviously, graphically, MK11 is gonna win. All the options, obviously, MK11 is gonna win. But are you sick of these transactions as much as we are?
Like once again, like my problem really wasn't the transactions. Like it was the grindiness of the game. Like the thing is, like when it comes to the transactions in the game, like basically you can't buy souls, you can't buy hearts, you can't buy money. All that shit you have to do in the towers. And when it came to actually spending your money on certain things like that, no, like once again you had to go to the towers and get time stuff to then get skins from the shop. Or I guess you could use real life money, but the thing is, they still let you like buy other stuff with the stuff from the towers. But it's just like it was incredibly grindy, and the towers were also very, very hard, and they weren't fun. That's where all the complaints came in. Not the transactions. Well, I know a lot of people say like, no, like basically the transactions were the biggest problem. Like, no, that's not the biggest problem because like everything that you needed to get skins were in the crypt in which you had to do the towers. And it's just like getting 1 heart for every fatality that you did, or like 3 for every like brutality that you did. That would take forever when it came to like 250 like heart box and just like, god damn, this shit's boring and it's hard. So then you would use consumables, and then it's no guarantee that the consumables that you would use from doing these towers would actually work on that certain tower you were doing. So that was also useless. So it was just making it not fun.
And it's like one of those things too. Is like these gear sets. Like I really hate the idea of I'm gonna go out my way. I'm gonna spend hours upon hours upon hours to unlock a color that goes to a character that does not belong. Who the fuck wants to play as a pink Sub-Zero? Like, I'm busting my ass to
Nobody out there wants to.
I would actually prefer if there was transactions in the game to just, like, I just go in there, find the skin I want, just buy it, and just be over with it, so I don't have to do all this grindy shit. And then, like, I don't have to, like, do this time limit shit. Like, I would much rather prefer that. But no, it's like Anthem's shop to where you're just like, you don't see anything you want? Oh, well, you're gonna have to wait this amount of time for us to change it. Like, trash.
Yeah, no, it's
so that's
garbage.
why, like, I like the option of basically like not having it. You don't have to spend any money at all, but the problem is it takes so long. And I know like they wanted this to be like a game that you would play for a while, but that's not the way to do it. Especially when like having to get 50 fatalities for one of those heads before. That was terrible.
Yeah,
yeah. It is. Funny thing is, the whole grinding thing is something that's been a problem. Not necessarily a problem. It's been a kind of like this weird calculation for video games from the start, because you want to keep the people around to keep playing your game, obviously, because hey, they paid for the fucking game, they want to get their money's worth. But then how do you balance that around like what they're actually going to do? So it's like, yeah, you deal with a fighting game. It's like, well, all they're doing is fighting. How do we balance this around? Like, they clearly fucked the balance up, because I think MKX never really had this problem, even though you're basically doing the same fucking thing. But it's like this one just kind of skews too much to grinding. But it's like, yeah, you got to keep the player around to fucking do stuff. I think the only way they can fix this problem is they have to have like they have daily login bonuses. But I think those daily login bonuses have to either be more, or they gotta have weekly events or something. More reasons besides grinding to keep people around.
And they should put some of these things, like for instance, let's have an augment tower. You know what I mean? Let's have just a hearts tower. Like honestly, at this point,
a hearts tower would be dope.
Yeah, or honestly have a monetary system where I can sell the consumables I'm not going to use for shit that I am going to use. There's no reason why I should have. And by the way, so people are probably not going to understand this if they haven't played the game, but there's these consumables you get where some of them are worth 1 slot, then another 2 slots, and then their max is 3 slots. And these ones with 3 slots are obviously going to be your best, most rare consumables. And one of them that do this constantly is for every single character in the game, you can have them come in and help you during the match. And it's really useful. The only issue is that when you're playing against a very, very hard difficulty, they don't allow you to use those. So tell me how I have literally, and I'm not joking around, Alan, I have 89 of the Baraka ones. These are supposed to be rare. I have 89 of them because the game doesn't give me a chance to fucking use them when I need them. So now I have an overabundance of the most rare fucking consumable because you just can't fucking use it.
I don't fucking use consumables at all, so it's like, yeah, fucking sell that shit. Like, sell that shit for fucking whatever.
Yeah, and then the thing is, when you do some, when you come across like a hard tower, like you're gonna need them. But the problem is, like, you're not guaranteed to win like with those consumables. Let's say like you do it yourself and it's just like, oh fuck this. You exit and then you basically do it again with your AI and then it's just like, oh well, I just wasted that fucking consumable. I only had one of them, so that's bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, and then you look at this and you look at Injustice 2 and it's like, because this game's offlineness and just because of the fact that this game, you know, has the same system but it's not so crazy, it doesn't fuck people over. I went on there the other day. There's still tons of people playing this shit. Yeah. And I gotta tell you, like, you know, fuck this fatality, and people always go back to MK versus DC and how bad the fatalities are, but it's like, dude, fatalities are not even worth it anymore. These fatalities are not even that cool. Like, to be honest, they're not that great. And it's like, play Injustice 2, if this shit's like $17 or some place or whatever, like, you'll get the exact same experience. And I don't think that it's one of those things where you have to get the newest version of these games because they stay fun. NK9's still fun, but I wouldn't recommend you go to PS3, obviously.
But actually, was the Injustice 2 storyline really good though?
No,
it was bad, but so was MK11.
Yeah, well, I don't even know which was worse, honestly.
I would say MK11 is probably like. I mean, I remember the first Injustice storyline. I thought MK11 was even better than that, to be honest.
Whoa, no. The first Injustice storyline is really, really good. Surprisingly, it uses its characters really well.
I would say it's really good.
Meh.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when it came to time travel shit. Boo.
Yeah, and like that's another thing too, man.
They were using time travel in the fucking. Oh, you talk about MK, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that's going to ask you really quick too is that when it comes to this next NetherRealm, let's just say next NetherRealm game, do you think they're finally going to let go of the time shit or no?
I think that was the whole point of them fucking going back and just resetting everything. Like, it's weird because I expected the end of MK11 storyline to just them establish like a baseline universe that they can build from. Because
Mhm.
like one of my problems actually with Injustice 2 is that it's set in the fucking alternate universe of sorry, of DC, where yeah we have the excuse to kill off characters and do whatever the fuck we actually want. And I'm like, nah, I kind of want something a bit more canon. I want kind of a bit more of a canon storyline as opposed to just random fucking world where we're just gonna kill off a character halfway through the fucking game because we have the ability to. Like, no, give something a little bit more like the canonical universe that everyone loves. And with Mortal Kombat, I'm just like, just tell a fucking new story. Like the time travel stuff. Like, hey, you did fucking one time travel story in MK9. You did your own kind of story in MKX, which I fucking loved. And then you went back to time travel in MK11. I'm just like, you know what? Enough time travel. Just tell a fucking story.
Exactly, yeah. But the thing is, one story that we're going to be telling is once upon a time, Nick Diaz told Alan that the game
Oh, I
industry.
quit.
No, hold on, baby. You like
Alan,
this.
Alan, come back.
You're gonna like this. Once upon a time, there was this really awesome guy named Nick Diaz. Big old dick, like just Jesus. It just
Fat
dragged.
old hog.
Yeah, it's like if you spill sugar on the floor and then Nick Diaz walked around, it's just like the sugar's like all over the house. Just big old dick.
What?
Why sugar out of any like
What the
connection?
fuck does that have to do with your dick?
That dick is just dragging like a dog's dick.
Yeah, it's just like anything, any substance. Like
You could use
Just
flour.
get to
You
the
could
fucking
use.
point.
You could use
I mean,
cinnamon.
it
You
could
could
be-
use.
it could be pussy juice, like anything. Just something.
Yeah, it
spilled
could have
on
been
the floor.
pussy juice. It could have been water.
Yeah, soda. You know, maybe some apple juice. Some kind.
Yeah, you could have just said like you put like a mop head on your dick and just start walking around and clean the floors and shit.
There you go. Honestly, it was like that. It was like I was like, you know those trucks that go like through the entire block in your neighborhood and the street and clean the streets. My dick was doing that. I put like two
Shut
brooms on the
up!
side and it just like just cleaned everything.
Alan, don't get mad at this man's big dick snail trail, all right?
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Snail trail.
Are you done?
anyway.
How did
Or are
I
you
break you
finished?
with my one addition?
Not you, motherfucker. I was talking to Nick.
No, I know Nick is dead. I killed him.
I'm sorry.
I'm
No.
glad.
Anyways, Nick Diaz was great.
I dropped the house on this motherfucker like the Wicked Witch.
And then he went over to Alan Shakazine and he said, "Alan, the game industry is fucked. It's a piece of shit. Been saying this since 2017." And then Nick
Oh my
Diaz
God.
then told him, he said, "One of these days is going to be a gaming crash. And when that gaming crash happens, what's going to be a big sign of that happening is that." And then Nick Diaz said, "Stop acting like a child." But then he also said too, I know I talked about the dick thing earlier. I'm a child as well. Oh shit, my mic.
I've never seen a man suck his own dick for so long.
And then tell you to stop acting like a child.
Well, I mean, to be fair, would you guys suck your own dick if you could?
No.
No hesitation.
All right, I'm back.
I got
brought
two
my
different
mic.
answers there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're moving on though. So Nick
Thank
Diaz
God,
also
next
told
topic.
him. No, Nick Diaz then also told him that the biggest sign about when everything fucks up is these companies, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, are going to get together because what's going to happen is that they're not going to make enough money to continue evolving their products and their consoles. So then what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get together to at least have some kind of profit margin, and still people are not going to buy it, and then the video game crash will happen. Alan, what's one of our topics today, baby?
How you just like to fucking stretch things like Mr. Fantastic. Don't worry,
Well, it was a
Marvel. We
big
got the
dick.
next Mr. Fantastic.
It's a big dick. That's why I'm stretching. People, these two motherfuckers from Sony and Microsoft are shaking hands here. And here's the thing. I'm fully aware of what you're going to say, Alan. You're going to say, well, no, they're not making a new console together. What's happening is that they have to change a couple of fucking
Well,
things.
then I'll mute myself and leave because you already know what I'm gonna say, bitch.
No, but I want to see, because here's the thing. You've been fighting since 2017, people. You can go back on our Midnight Chat Attack fucking SoundCloud. We had a Game Awards show talking about 2017 where he also got mad about Overwatch for fucking an hour. The thing is, though, is in that
bullshit. I'm
particular
so
show, I was bringing up the fact that this was going to happen. He's like, there's no way. They would never work together. That'd be so fucking stupid. And why would that be something that they would even try to do? The reason why, Alan, is because you got to make money. If they don't, then the next PS5 and the next Xbox, whatever the fuck, is going to be $800. It'll be the new joke, just like the PS3 was for the 600. Okay, it's going to fucking happen. Now, this obviously isn't a new console, but they are going to work together as far as like the cloud services, things like that too. Alan, do you think this is a good thing for the industry or not? And do you finally see my point about the gaming crash?
No, because you're so far up your own ass. You literally think that it's gonna be like the fucking ET thing, and video games are just gonna fucking fall like they did then. It's
I
like,
don't think that's going to be the case.
is there gonna be a fucking change in the industry? Of course, there's gonna be a change in the industry. Every fucking industry changes, every fucking 30, 40 years. It just fucking happens. But as far as these two working together, they're trading information as far as how they're dealing with AI and how they're dealing with streaming services, because they know that that's essentially going to be the future and they want to basically make sure that the games fucking run properly, because you having two completely different like streaming services and having games that are going to be trying to run on these fucking cross platforms, you're going to have the problem that the PS3 happened in the last generation, where cross platform games ran worse on here. So what I'm thinking is they're basically kind of going to find a way to normalize the industry so that they don't have this fucking thing where nobody knows how to do streaming right now. Because have you looked at the stats for the Google streaming service? It's apparently going to be like 3 gigs an hour to fucking get your games running. And even then, it might not run properly, and it might not even work unless you got fiber. So Sony and Microsoft going, you know what? Fucking digital is going to be the fucking thing. In like 5 or 6 fucking years, it's probably all going to be digital. Let's try to have a platform that makes us both fucking work. Because if we have the situation where we have two wildly different platforms, we might just cause issues for ourselves. So they're trying to work together to get some middle ground, because they've been fucking working together on other stuff when it comes to cross-platform stuff. Sony's always just been in the kind of box. But like, no, they both know like, hey, digital's gonna fucking go. Like, I think the video game industry is gonna change, and I think unions is probably gonna fucking change it. But like this idea that everyone's gonna fall apart because no one can make money, it's like, no, they're just finding new avenues to make money.
Okay, but just so you know, like, what do you consider the gaming crash? Because I'm telling you, like, when you said earlier about, like, oh, Nick thinks it's going to be like the ET, no. Because that's just fucking silly. Like, that's never going to happen. But I'm telling you, like, as far as, like, financial stuff, yeah, there'll be a gaming crash. I'm going to ask you how that would affect. Like, let's just say it does happen. What would be that thing to make you go, okay, it's happening? Like, you know what I mean?
It would be basically the same thing that kind of happened with movies, where you're seeing people not necessarily not buy games, but like you're seeing smaller titles not be able to make it. Like you're basically gonna see indie games not really cutting it, and people moving forward to the bigger stuff, because that's what happened with fucking movies. Is people just didn't want to go to fucking movie theaters for anything that wasn't big blockbuster till big blockbusters came back. But as far as video game stuff, you're basically gonna see probably the bigger stuff. Honestly, you're gonna see Activision and Call of Duty just fall, because no one wants to support that shit anymore because it's too the same. So what you're going to see is you're going to see basically the bigger guys just start to kind of fall apart a little bit. But the smaller guys, the people that can actually make stuff, like the guys who make Ark, or the guys that are able to make indie games look like AAA games, those guys are going to get right up. You're basically going to see a giant shuffling of the industry of who the big top dogs are. It's no longer going to be the top 3. It's going to be a bunch of smaller guys, the middle 6.
Okay, and really quick, I'm going to ask Jed. Jed, do you think it's a good sign that, Xbox and Sony are wanting to work together? Do you think that's a good sign for the industry? I know it'd be a good sign for us because we'll actually probably have to pay less for certain things, but what do you feel about that industry-wise?
Honestly, I don't really know what to think. I mean, like, as long as it's like not another fucking console that I have to buy. Like, I know, like, with the gaming industry now, like, so many people are coming out with different fucking consoles and everything like that, and it's just like, I'm not gonna buy all these. I refuse. I don't care what you guys are doing. I'm not gonna be spending all this money to only play like fucking 2 games on your fucking console. I mean, it might be good for me, because if like they do like save transferring stuff like that, oh, that'd be perfect. I would love that. So I mean, once again, like you said, it's gonna hurt them in the long run, because then it's just like, what's the point of having this system then, or what's the point of having that system?
Do you feel like this might affect the exclusivity of certain games too? Like, do you think we might finally get Gears of War on fucking PS4? And would that be a good thing too? Well, I'm gonna ask Jeff really quick, and then you'll be able to say you hate.
Well, I mean, if we got Gears on fucking PlayStation, then what the fuck's the reason for even having a fucking Xbox? Like, they only got like 3 games.
Yeah, that's why, and I guess that's what Alan's going for too. But then again, Alan also does not like Gears of War. Am I saying that wrong, by the way, Alan?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Even though that there's a few I enjoy, I'm gonna overall series I don't.
Okay, but I mean, at least you like a couple of them, and I can work with that. I understand why you don't like the black and white video game in the first one. That game has literally no color, y'all. If you go back and play it literally is black and white.
Okay, brief issue why I hate the Gears of War series. The first Gears of War is kind of okay, interesting, and it basically started the cover system, which ruined a lot of fucking games for a long fucking time. It popularized the cover system I fucking hated. The second game comes out and basically says, oh, we forgot to fucking tell half the fucking story of what the actual fuck. We're apparently on a different planet. We're apparently fighting fucking aliens. Apparently they've been here the whole fucking time. Apparently we're fucking human, which, holy shit, no one in that game looks fucking human. And it's like, we're just making this shit up. Oh, let's pretend we're a great storytelling franchise. No, you just made everything up in the fucking sequel. And it's like the third one comes out and I just didn't even fucking play it at that point.
Yeah, because I'm over here, Sebastian.
And then someone died.
No, but Sebastian saying exclusivity is like, yeah, I don't know if he doesn't know if maybe I said it wrong or something, but like what I mean by that is like, do I feel as though Uncharted might somehow not be just for PS4? Maybe it'll go on, Xbox or vice versa with Gears of War. I do feel though that exclusivity wise, I do think that there's gonna be no point in getting the Xbox Pass for fucking Xbox. Like, they should probably give it a different name, call it like Microsoft Gameplay or whatever the fuck, and just have that on all 3 systems because, like, they already have it on Switch, which is that's silly.
Well,
as
they have
fuck.
an Xbox app on Switch. I don't even know if they have information what it is. But as far as exclusivity, I don't really see exclusivity ever going away because, again, it's one of those things where it's like, why are you buying one console? Like, fucking, like, do you know how many fucking PlayStation exclusives that came out are fucking just like incredibly fucking awesome? I'm not sure if there's any that you personally like, Nick, but there's a lot of really high quality fucking releases for Sony exclusives. I can't think besides Crackdown. I can't think of any other one besides Crackdown that really matter because I think Halo 4 came out on the 360, so that was not even this generation really. So it's like Microsoft
but
just
they are being really
dropped-
careful though about Halo, like because I know they have one coming out, but it's like, dude, Apex took it this year in the beginning of the year somewhat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
Fortnite's
fighting
still
Fortnite. Like they're fighting Fortnite and winning. Like that's a fucking hell of a thing.
Yeah, so I think that right now it's not the best time to be like, hey guys, remember how games used to be? You know, when they sucked? I don't think this is a good time for them to try.
It's not
And
even
I'm not
that,
saying,
it's just-
yeah, I'm not even saying they suck, by the way. Like, I knew that's what you're about to say. And, like, yeah, I agree with you.
Oh no,
It's not
fuck the
that
Halo series. You're goddamn right.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yo, the fucking Halo series is the most overrated piece of shit ever. It was so overrated. Destiny was created.
No, yeah, and I agree. I don't like Halo in that sense, but I will say the game back then I did like. I'm not trying to talk shit about that, but the thing is, it's like it's so primitive compared to this battle royale thing. And you know Halo's gonna have a battle royale. That's fucking obvious. But it's just like right now it's the worst time to come out with the battle royale because we just had Rage. And I don't know if that has a battle royale, but it has a completely
I don't even
like
think it's a multiplayer.
yeah, but it has a certain like crazy shooting whatever the fuck thing going on. So obviously that's being taken up. So campaign wise for Halo is gonna be kind of uninteresting. The battle royale thing, we got Apex, we got Fortnite, got all these other games, so that's not gonna be interesting. Blackout for Call of Duty. So the only thing you're left with is multiplayer, and Call of Duty owns fucking October to November. That's their shit. So is there room for
Yeah,
Halo?
it owns it until Halo drops because Halo was one of the only, like when Halo games were kind of coming out a little bit more consistently, they were the only game series that could compete with Call of Duty, and everyone was like, "Why the fuck are you releasing in October? That's Call of Duty month." Like Halo comes out, so, oh shit, they would often go head to head because that's the only series. Now after 5, everyone was just like, 5 is like the season 8 Game of Thrones. You're just like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, so I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with all this stuff. I mean, I feel like this is a bad sign for the industry, but it's a good sign for us. We're going to get something more out of this. Maybe, hopefully, this kind of leads into something. And I mean, when I say hopefully, I mean from my wallet, not their wallet. I don't give a fuck. They screw me over so often, I don't give a fuck about the industry's money. But I do feel like this would be good news if somehow this works out well and we get like a console that has both Xbox and PS, whatever the fuck, on there. Because, man, like, this whole idea, I mean, they're selling consoles now. They have all digital console. I mean, it's an expensive console, man. And it's only, what, like 1 terabyte, Alan? The Xbox One S all digital console with no disk drive? The stupidest fucking idea. Like, hey, guys, you want to pay the same to have less? Here you go. Good idea, right?
Again,
Absolutely.
all digital age. Like, I, as somebody that fucking like grew up on a 360 and had hundreds of games and having to get those fucking big ass CD cases to hold them all, I'm fucking taking a digital fucking console. Like, I have like 3 times as much games digitally as I do physically. I still have a few physical games because, hey, guess what? I'm in Canada. I pay more than y'all do, so I gotta find ways to fucking find shit for a cheaper price. But I basically buy as I need to. But like, if I could buy everything digitally, I would, because I would prefer having fucking shit digitally.
I guess you're right.
See, then, like, the whole thing about that is, like, that scares me a little bit because there's always that thought, like, oh, they could just shut down their service for them, and then you lose all those games. Or basically something happens in the cloud where they're keeping it and you lose all those games again. It's just like...
licensing. I mean, licensing, people don't really talk about licensing a whole lot, but, like, that's a very, very huge and expensive thing to kind of maintain. These guys... people don't even think about this, but like Microsoft, Sony, etc., they have to keep paying and registering their licenses to continue these games being supported. So it's like one of those situations where, I mean, it's not going to be maintained all the fucking time. Like, it's just a time clock running off, and you need to hope that other people like the shit you like, because if they don't, you're not going to have the shit you like anymore. You better fucking agree with everybody else, because if you have a different fucking opinion, different taste, you're fucked.
It's on a more of a per game basis. Generally, if a studio makes the game and owns it, as far as KPIs, they keep it, and if it ever runs out, it's just the game just sticks there. Like, what happened? Activision, because the fucking awful company, they basically stopped paying for the rights. I think like 3 months after the game came out for Ninja Turtles, and you couldn't buy it anymore. But everyone that had it on Steam, it's not like it disappeared. People still had it. You just couldn't buy it anymore because they're like, fuck it. So a lot of times the licenses is just to keep it on the storefront. But if you own the game already and the licenses expire, you tend to keep the product, and in a lot of cases, don't get in trouble for pirating.
Yeah, which is crazy. And this happened with Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the video game on PS3. That's another.
Oh,
one
it
you can't
died, yeah.
find. Yeah. God damn, I haven't Resistance 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so it just it happens a lot, but it is what it is. Anyways, we're gonna pretty much get the fuck out of here. Really quick though, there is a game that came out. I can't buy it because I don't have enough money, but if I did have enough money, I definitely would. Alan, this game is made about you. It's called Rage. Rage 2.
Man.
How you enjoying the Rage, man?
I am.
Exactly.
Oh,
Rage 2, that's boogaloo.
It's funny because I played the first fucking Rage on 360 sorry, I tried to play it on PC when it first came out, like years ago, like almost 10 fucking years ago. One of the worst PC fucking ports I've ever seen. The game was buggy as fuck. It crashed. It ran like shit. There were particle effects everywhere. It looked like someone's video card was dying.
Mm-hmm.
And they never fixed it. It took them like fucking 8 years to fucking come up with a fix, and it still runs like garbage. So I'm like, let me get the 360 version. And the game was just very boring. I'm like, these are the guys that made Doom? Doom always seemed like really fun and action-packed. This just seemed like a lame fucking Fallout. Like, even visually speaking, it looked like a lame Fallout game. So I just played for a couple hours. I'm like, I'm fucking bored of this shit. It looks like a fucking lame Borderlands meets lame Fallout. I'm like, I have other games to fucking play, so I never fucking played it. So Rage 2, the trailer comes out during one of the worst E3 press conferences I've ever fucking seen. I was like, wow, this kind of looks like this kind of looks like Bulletstorm, like very similar to Bulletstorm. So I go and I pick it up. I'm like, well, let me check out let me see how fun this game is. And from the first few moments I was shooting, I'm like, this feels good. This feels really good to shoot. It feels like Far Cry New Dawn, but good. Because every Far Cry game after 3 has kind of gone downhill, except for the notable exception of Primal. But the shooting there felt very boring. And you're making a first-person fucking shooter. The shooting has to be fun. If you fail at making the shooting fun, that's your fucking ass. Like, who's fucking gonna play a boring ass shooter? But it feels there's a good heft to it. The sound sounds good. When your accuracy is good. You have a mix of, you don't always have to be aimed down sights. If you actually, with certain guns, fire with hip fire, it changes the actual like rate of fire. So it actually gives you a benefit from going back and forth depending on the enemy. And the story is decent. So I was actually having a great fucking time. Like, there's very little thing that I don't like about it, except for the driving. The driving is garbage. Like, I've never seen driving this bad in a video game. Like, this makes Borderlands 1 driving look like a fucking saint fucking made it. Like, it's just hard to control, clunky as fuck, and the shooting is fucking awful. But as far as the story is decent enough to keep me going. The combat is fucking fun as hell, so I just love running into a group of enemies. As far as the open world, as you're driving towards everywhere you need to go, there's usually some sort of battle happening in the corner. You can have to interact with it or not, so there's always something happening. Like, they definitely took a lot of stuff from a lot of different shooters and made a good version of it.
Yeah, and by the way, my mic. I'm sorry about my mic. It's
That's
fucking.
fine.
It's a piece of shit. But the thing is, though, is that this whole time when I was trying to talk before this fucking thing broke on me, you talking shit about Borderlands a whole lot. The
Fuck
thing
yeah.
is, though, yeah, fuck you, asshole. The thing is, though, is I understand the similarities of it, and I do see that like they do look similar. But when you talk about the driving and the shooting, I will say, like, you're saying that this is basically a good Far Cry. Early Far Cry was fucking great. This, the way I'm looking at it, looks like that fucking game. Remember Motorstorm back in the day? For
No.
PS3, it's a racing game. It was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks something kind of like that. Where these cars, man, like they
They're
don't
so
look
bad.
fun to play. Yeah, they look generic. They look lame. I don't like these cars, these vehicles. And then as far as these characters go, you shoot them, and the thing is, like, it's a very generic crosshair. Like when you're shooting them and whatnot, it looks like
Yeah.
it feels cheap. It's like.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I thought too. But when you're actually playing, because like that gas station, it's like, yeah, that's kind of a low tier. But like when you're having a bunch of people come in and you're actually shooting, like with some of the more upgraded guns, it does feel good to shoot. Like, it's sometimes hard to kind of see that from gameplay unless you played a fuck ton of first-person shooters like I have. But it's one of my favorite genres. Like, when I actually got a chance, when you're actually playing it, it feels really good to run around and actually shoot people. And the enemies are coming, and there's all sorts of interesting colors. Like, it feels like, again, Borderlands 1 was really boring, but it feels like a better version of Borderlands 2, because Borderlands 2 increases its shooting and makes it fun to actually play. This feels like, okay, we're gonna make it a little bit better, a little bit more heft. It's like they kind of took some cues from Wolfenstein and Doom. So when you're actually playing and then you're doing a lot of the levels, it's so much fucking fun. Like this is probably like again Metro Exodus and New Dawn. Like those games are. I did not have fucking fun playing this. I've been playing this for like 5-6 hours and I'm having a great time. Like driving is just at this point I'm just driving to my fucking location. I'm getting out and I'm fighting on fucking foot because the driving is so fucking bad. But the shooting feels really, really fucking good. And I'm curious to see what the rest of the game is. I hope it has a decent story because it feels like it's just gonna be like Far Cry where it's like it just doesn't really have a story. It's just the open world. But I've been enjoying it so far.
And obviously, I mean, this is a game because we talked about this before we even started the show today. But you spent about what, like 3 to 4 hours with this so far.
I played a little bit more after we spoke, so I'd say about 5 hours I'm in.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, though, man, obviously it's not a review. It's just you giving your initial thoughts. So with that said, on the initial thoughts spectrum of this, what would you rate this like out of a 10?
So far, it's a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. God, that's a pretty huge fucking score for a game that's like, man, I don't like the shooting, I don't like the driving. But
No,
something
I
is
love
just
the
good.
shooting.
Oh, you love the shooting. Okay.
I told you, the shooting is fucking great. Visually speaking, it's fucking amazing. It's colorful and interesting, and it's very wacky. It feels like hey, imagine it like again. It does really feel very similar to the Borderlands game. The voice acting is okay. It varies from person to person, and the world is interesting as hell. It's just the driving is really, really bad, and I think some of the upgrade systems are just kind of like eh. But besides little problems, again, the driving is a big problem. Besides little problems, this game is still really good.
Yeah, but you know what else is really good sometimes, Alan?
What's up?
Hearing your voice on oneofus.net, sir, because we're getting the fuck out of here, and I want you to go ahead and tell people where to find your ass, because I can't find your ass because I'm not looking for your ass, because it's hairy, it's gross. Go ahead. Where can they find you on oneofus.net?
Yes, basically, just go to oneofus.net and go to the Screener Squad. That's where you're gonna find me most of the time. There's probably gonna be a few. There's probably gonna be a few reviews coming up in the next couple of days. A couple of movies that are coming out. Fingers crossed we get Ip Man. I will die if we get fucking Ip Man 4 for Screener Squad. Like I'll be so fucking happy because I get to see that movie. But yeah, be sure to check that out. There's also Final Days of Gotham, which wrapped up a couple weeks ago. So be sure to check out that. We did all 12 episodes and they were all garbage. So be sure to check that out because we talk so much shit. But as far as also talking shit, we're also doing Game of Thrones podcast. The final watch has begun. We did all 5 episodes.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck Daenerys just said fuck them kids instead of killing Cersei. She decided to kill every single person on the way for no fucking reason other than she could. But yeah, we basically break down all that. So be sure to check all that stuff out.
Oh, yes, Sebastian, it's not going to be no gaming tonight. I'm going to be doing some gaming tomorrow. Today was just topics for the gaming show. But yeah, we're definitely going to be playing some video games as well tomorrow. I might be playing some old school stuff. I think I might take a break from the Mortal Kombat. Unless I know people that are going to be playing with me, then we'll definitely be doing that tomorrow. That's my plug. But the thing is, though,
he said he wants to play Catherine.
I would love to play Catherine.
Play together, I'm down.
Yeah, and we'll see. But here's the thing,
I'm
man.
out. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, shut up, you. But the thing is, Mr. Contra Guru, 2 plugs for you, sir. The first one's going to be, I know Alan's such a metrosexual himself. How metro are you guys going to be getting with the Metro, I was going to say metrosexual again, Metropolis.
Metropolis. Well, we don't get metrosexual. It's more about a play on the city and how we are a collective of entertainers, artists, and people that come together to give y'all good entertainment and good content. Now, about that good content, one of the things I do there is the Illuminati podcast with Ruthless and, of course, the Birdman, where we talk politics, social issues, and all type of weird shit that's going on around the world, and, of course, in our local country, and give you our opinions and our judgment on that shit. I also do another show. It's Subversive History with Ganja. That shit's now out. Go check it out on the Metropolis. With the permission of Nick Diaz later. I could post it up on the Facebook channel, maybe?
Maybe. I know you brought this up last time, and I completely forgot. It's not that I said yes and then didn't do it. I completely forgot. I'm going to run away from you. This is going to be the last time I can hear my voice until we're on the show again. So.
But maybe he'll be up there. I'll talk to him later after I chase him down. But besides that, make sure to check that out. I really do a good job. I'm working on the next episode, so let me know what y'all think. Comments, criticism. That way I can get better. So that is Illuminati Podcast, and as well as Subversive History with Ganja Guru.
Yes, and you guys can check that out right there in the Metropolis. You have this on the screen right now. Subversive Guide to History with Ganja Guru, Episode 1, Mayday. I did listen to this too. I did like it. Ganja does fuck up. It's very, very funny to hear him fuck up. You guys should definitely check that out. But then also, too, just stick with us because you do get out of this learning something. I don't like history. I fucking hate history. I find this shit to be boring, and he made it interesting. So good job on that shit. I don't say it to many people. You're an asshole. Yeah, he is a fucking nerd. And then the thing is, too, is that most nerds... I had no segue. Love Fire Burning.
Wow.
Most nerds are Love Fire Burning.
Yeah, there's many nerds on this fucking website.
Including my nerdy ass, the Illuminati Podcast.
Exactly. Yes, you did the Illuminati Podcast. It's right next to Mexicans making fun of themselves with the "Where's my burrito" thing. Why do Mexicans do that? Stop making fun of yourselves. Damn it.
I mean, they can always get themselves a taco hat too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you guys will hear some more political talk. The thing is, though, it's not just with Ganja Guru, it's with Ruthless and Alan Shakazine, and they like to argue, they like to fuck around. And to be honest, it's not just politics stuff. I've listened to that show too, and just like how we get off topic a lot here, they do so there, and it's very, very fun. Ruthless has a very soothing voice, and he does a much better job hosting that shit and keeping these two fucking calm as humanly possible. With that said, though, tomorrow, come join me. I'm gonna be playing some video games. Beep 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 boop boop boop.
Yeah, like
It's gonna be
Catherine.
fun. Yeah, maybe.
No.
What consoles? Except for PS3, what other consoles? Is that on?
I think they came out with a PC version. Either it's coming out or it came out already for PC version of that game.
Okay. Well, if we can play, PC games are kind of hard to play on the show, but I wouldn't mind giving it a try. I know it's coming out on PS4 and some other shit, but I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyways, we'll definitely check that out. Julian's saying Nick Diaz no gameplay. No, most likely we'll do that shit tomorrow. If you want to play MK11 or Overwatch with me, Julian, you let me know. Anybody who wants to play anything with me, actually, like my name is Nick Diaz 602 on the PSN. You guys can add me. On Steam, I don't know it, but if you send me a message personally, I'll tell you, and we can make friends, and we can hang out, and we'll be lonely.
I'm not dumb. I'm just ahead of the curve.
And you can then catfish him.
Yeah.
Hey, people, thank you. 3, 2, 1, the chat. Oh, Ganja, stupid.
A little bit.
Okay, I love you though. It's so fucking loud. God,
That's what she
damn,
said.
music's so loud. Really, is that what she said, Alan?
It's so loud.
Did she also let you know that like that joke sucked?
That is
Oh,
what
Did she?
Yep.
Did she, Alan?
Actually, no, my girlfriend used to laugh at my old jokes.
Oh, she was mentally handicapped then.
That's what she's your old girlfriend.
I left her because
sorry.
she laughed.
Do we really have to end this insulting Alan? Alan, you did a good job of this.
We
You're
have
so
to end
funny.
this. We started it.
Fuck Nintendo. Every product that's ever come out. If they would have won that lawsuit, video game history would
Oh
change
my
the
god,
course.
let it go!
You can still play
You
Mario Kart. Like, that's your
supports
goddamn mouth.
Nintendo, and he supports
No,
such
shit.
shit. It's still racist if you stay on stage. God damn it.
Please tell me.